Hey everyone, glad to be here. I'll turn my camera off to save some bandwidth. Let me share my screen. Let me know if you all can see my screen.
Don't have it yet.
Okay. Okay, you should see it now.
There you are.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. Hope you all are having a great day so far. My name is Meera. I'm a senior solutions architect with AWS. Joining with me today is my colleague Sandeep, another senior solutions architect with AWS. Today, we will walk you through the ML Insights feature of QuickSight, which would help you transform your data into useful information. We have an exciting agenda. We are going to discuss how you can realize more value from the data you already have. We'll talk about the challenges our customers face and how Amazon QuickSight is serving the next generation of BI users. We will look deeper into the ML-powered insights QuickSight provides. And finally, we will have an interactive demo of QuickSight and Q that Sandeep will be presenting. Organizations today are collecting more data than ever. They are striving to be data-driven. But as the volume of data collected continues to grow, the challenges associated with the cost and expertise required to unlock the value from your data also keeps growing. I think all of us can relate to this picture and the quote, water, water everywhere, not a drop to drink. Surrounded by a vast ocean of data, organizations are not able to leverage the data to support their growth. The problem is we have too much data. Data is exploding from terabytes to petabytes and sometimes exabytes of data. Traditional on-prem data analytics approaches can't handle these data volumes because they don't scale well enough and are too expensive. This results in a widening gap between data and its value. At AWS, we hear from customers all the time that they are looking to extract more value from their data, but struggle to capture, store, and analyze all the data generated. A recap on how Amazon QuickSight can help organizations to overcome these challenges and become data-driven by getting insights into their valuable data and making data-driven decisions. For those of you that are new to QuickSight, QuickSight is our visualization and business intelligence service for all your analytics needs. It enables BI for everyone in the organization that needs them in the format they want it. As this session is focused on ML insights, the first point I want to emphasize on is the augmented insights that QuickSight provides. AWS believes that ML plays an important role in business intelligence and analytics in general. So in QuickSight, we use our random cut forest algorithm to provide the augmented insights. This algorithm was developed by Amazon and it drives forecast and many other capabilities of our retail website, amazon.com. Applied to QuickSight, it supports our anomaly detection and multidimensional forecasting. This helps you get insights more quickly from your data. If you are a data scientist and want to bring your own model, you can also do that from Amazon SageMaker. And QuickSight is built on a serverless architecture. So as you know, when it is serverless, there are no servers or software for you to manage. It scales easily. You can start with tens of users and it can automatically scale to tens of thousands of users, providing consistent high performance. And it has native integration with many AWS services. So if you have your data lake or data warehouse or your databases in AWS, you can securely access data from those. And you can also access data from many external data sources. Many external data sources are supported as well. And you can share your insights with your internal and external users. You can create reports or insights in the format they want. You ingest your data and build visualizations with different visual types, create interactive dashboards and paginated reports. You can share your insights by sharing with them directly if they are QuickSight users, or you can embed them into your application or website. There is a single source of truth and multiple use cases. And last but not least, QuickSight is cost effective. Like most of the AWS services, QuickSight follows usage-based pricing, no more licenses based on users and no long-term contracts. You only pay for what you use, resulting in dramatic savings for customers. Today's focus is on ML-powered insights provided by QuickSight. What if you don't use QuickSight, add ML to your BI yourself? Here are the typical steps involved in adding ML predictions to BI. The data scientist needs to train the ML model. The application code needs to format the data to work with the ML model. Then it needs to call the service to run the ML model and finally read the results back. It requires lots of ML expertise and manual work, and usually requires a lengthy integration process involving a data scientist. You have to orchestrate this process and repeat the workflow for every model, and the end-to-end process to get value from the model can take weeks or months. QuickSight provides some off-the-shelf ML capabilities so that you can discover more value from your growing data with less manual predefined processes. In today's session, we will learn how to augment your data with the machine learning capabilities that QuickSight provides. Amazon is a pioneer in using machine learning. ML Insights in QuickSight leverages Amazon's proven machine learning and natural language capabilities. So the built-in capabilities are anomaly detection, which discovers unexpected trends or outliers in your data. Forecasting, which forecasts your key business KPI. Auto narratives that tell stories about your data in natural language. ML predictions that helps you build predictive dashboards with Amazon SageMaker models. And finally, Q, where you can ask questions in natural language and get answers. So these powerful out-of-the-box features make it easy for users to discover hidden insights in their data with no technical expertise or ML experience needed, no custom development from scratch. Sandeep will walk you through each of these and how they work in his demo. He wanted me not to spoil it by including screenshots, so I'll just tell you in a nutshell what these are. Because of the volume of data today, often we can only look at aggregated data and miss some data points within. As a result, we can be slow to react to business incidents. With ML-powered anomaly detection, our goal is to uncover these hidden data points in your business metrics. The anomaly detection feature in QuickSight uses random cut forest algorithm. It continuously analyzes billions of data points and millions of metrics in your data to detect anomalies or outliers. With this, you can identify the top drivers that contribute to any significant change in your business metrics, like higher than expected sales or a dip in your website traffic. And you can include it in your dashboard as well. And on a dashboard that is configured for anomaly detection, you can also subscribe to get alerts for anomalies. And forecasting is another common use case. It forecasts future metrics based on patterns of previous metrics by seasonality. It uses pre-built algorithms that learn from your historical data patterns to intelligently predict the future performance for any metric. For example, you can create a computation to forecast total revenue for the next 6 months. The model automatically learns from your data. It also adapts to new data. It excludes outliers, and it detects seasonality and trends in your data as well. And the other feature, that's my personal favorite, tells stories using words from your data. We see BI spends a lot of time building beautiful charts and dashboards, but they are not very effective in telling insights. business users spend lots of time shifting through charts and tables and then summarizing them in words for executives. And the same activities need to be repeated weekly or monthly. With auto narratives, QuickSight automatically interprets the charts and tables in your dashboard, and it provides a number of suggested insights in plain language. As the author of the dashboard, you have complete flexibility to customize the computations and language for your needs. And you can use narratives to effectively tell the story about your data in plain language. And QuickSight Q is a relatively new add-on to QuickSight. Q allows customers to ask questions using plain language and get instant answers in QuickSight as a visualization. What Q can do amazes our customers, and every customer I have demoed Q to wants to get started right away. And let's see what challenges QuickSight Q is trying to solve. There are two recurring themes we constantly hear from our customers. The first one is, how can we help our users get to the answer faster? Let's face it, it's a problem today, and it can take days or weeks for business users to get the answer they are looking for. The second problem customers want us to help them solve is that they want to enable their business users to be more self-sufficient and capable of self-serving their question, so that the usually thinly staffed BI teams don't drown in growing volumes of ad hoc queries. For example, let's look at the scenario of a sales leader trying to find insights from her data for next year's planning. The dashboard would show summary of the data, sales per state, sales per product, and some yearly trends. So what if she wants to understand the data and get some insights that's not in the dashboard, like week over week revenue difference, the week over week revenue difference, or sales for the top 2 performing states? Typically, the process is they have to send an email to the BI team. The BI team needs to generate the report and send the answer. It could take days or weeks. And with Q, this is a problem we are trying to solve with Q. With Q, they can type the answer in natural language and get the answer. Q allows the users to interact directly with their data via a simple text interface. They can ask their question in the natural way they already ask, and Q will understand the request and pass it for the true meaning. This then enables the reader to get the information and insight they are looking for right away. And it can also streamline the dashboard. The author of the dashboard doesn't need to include every chart permutation that the reader needs. But frankly, it's a hard problem to solve. Make no mistakes, which is why nobody has really done them well up to this point. So Q has a review and feedback loop. Topic owners can review questions, users can provide feedback, and the feedback helps the topic owners to make improvements. So in summary, I want to highlight the key features that Q provides to the readers and the authors. For the readers or the business users who will be asking questions, these are the features that Q provides. A query autocomplete, so users don't need to know exactly how something is named in the data. And synonym matching, so users can continue to use the vocabulary they are familiar with. Q can handle spelling mistakes. Q can perform ad hoc calculations that don't exist in the data. And if Q gets an answer wrong or is not confident about the answer, users can correct and improve. And feedback can also be provided to further help improve the system. And authors play a super important role in Q to make the system more sophisticated to answer business user questions. They can bring in custom vocabulary that are specific to their domain or their company, and they can define business logics in the form of filters and expressions when answering questions. Authors have the ability to see what are all the questions that are being asked, who asked them, when it was asked, and what the user feedback was. This is very, very important so that authors can further improve the answers. And finally, authors can create validated and predefined answers to questions that Q cannot answer yet. So now it's time for the most exciting part, the demo, to show you what QuickSight ML features look like. Any questions for me? Okay, great. If there are no questions, thank you all so much for listening to me. Have a great rest of your day and weekend. I'll pass it on to Sandeep for the demo. Sandeep, over to you.
Hey everyone, sorry for I was on mute. So yes, Meera did explain everything about QuickSight, and I'm going to spend another 30 minutes or so to walk you through QuickSight demo today. Can you guys hear me?
We hear you.
Yep, we hear you.
Okay, so I'm going to share my screen with QuickSight panel. Let me share it and let me know if you can see my screen now.
Yes, Sandeep, I can see.
Okay, so before going into the ML demo, some of you already have used QuickSight, some of you may not have. So I'm just going to spend about one minute or so to tell you what is like, how is the QuickSight screen laid out. So whatever analysis you create would be here in this analysis menu, and QuickSight can support multiple data sets. So if you have different data set, including the simple one like file or an S3 bucket or Athena or any other database like RDS and so forth, it is possible to do that using QuickSight. So I'm going to go back. Now, other thing is a topic which is it's required for Q. So we will go there, talk about that later. Once you have your analysis done, you can publish them into dashboard. So for today's session, I already have the demo ready for QuickSight. So first I will show you the feature for forecasting and anomaly detection. So what I've done is I've taken one CSV file with the sales data, and it is about 2 years of data. And if you see, right now it's broken down per month. And I have laid out, created a QuickSight, QuickSight dashboard. I mean, the analysis here with various visual screens and charts. So we won't go into that, but if you want to create the charts, these are the visual types and these are the fields which ones get imported. And by selecting the charts, you can build your own dashboards or your own analysis. Having said that, I'm going to jump into AI ML stuff, which QuickSight provides you out of the box. So if you see here, this is a monthly trend and forecast for the sales, but right now this data doesn't have any forecast. So if I show you this inside is the panel where you can see various things which QuickSight provides. It says suggested insights. It tells you month or over month change or highest month, lowest month of sales, growth rate, anomaly, and forecast. So other than that, it also tells you like what were the top 3 industries which where the sales was highest, what were the bottom 3 industry, what is the total aggregated value of the sale. So what are the top 3 customers? So just to tell you the fact, I didn't even build these things. These are available automatically when you create your analysis. And if you want to add this insights into your dashboard, you can do that. So today I have done that to if you see to some extent here, I have forecast here, I have period over period projection here. So first thing what I will do is this monthly trend and forecast. If you want to add add a forecast, right now the forecast is not there. So I'm going to edit the forecast because since the period forward was 0, it doesn't show any forecast, but let me add 14 months forward of forecast. So it will show you the forecast for 14 months, right from January 2020 or December 2023 to February 2025. So if you see, QuickSight has used your historical data and it has analyzed all this data, and based on your monthly performance of your sales, it has come up with this forecast. Now, if you provide, like, if you want to see the accuracy of the forecast, and if you put like period backward, then you would see that it's also able to forecast backward. And when you see that backward, it is quite close, if not exactly on the actual line, but it is quite close to what was the actual versus the forecast. So I'm just going to make this 0 again, and we will have this particular screen where we are showing 14 months of forecast. What I'm going to do next is this period on period is already selected by me as one of the insight. And suppose you want to customize this narrative, how would you do that? So you go here, you say customize the narrative. And here, whatever is increased by, you want to show it by the green color. So let's select that, apply. And whatever is decreased by, you want to select it by red color. And it shows you the below how it's going to change. Now, this is a little bit of formatting, but this forecast also there is a computation. So period over period is done by adding a computation here, and you can add any other computation by clicking this one. So whatever you saw in the insight, you can also see it here. I just wanted to show you how I did this. Another thing is, let's say we want to make this these two items bold. From what to what the sales has decreased or increased. So I'm going to change that. Did I do that? 1 second. And the same thing here. Okay, so you see how it's going to change this. Now this is going to reflect in your main panel, and you would see in the main screen that this thing now will has taken effect. So now we are going to see a few things more. Let's customize the forecast computation. So there is a forecast here, and I have put total sales forecast for February 2025 is this much. Now I want to edit, customize this narrative also. And for that, what we will do is we can make this for, first of all, 6 months of forecast. So I'm going to go to computation, and this is my forecast insight. I have two computations here. So first of all, let me put this as 6 months forecast. I'll keep this in lower caps. And we have to change this computation to now 6 months. So I'm going to change this to 6 months. Now you might exit out thinking it's done, but you have to scroll down and save. So this is what it will do. Now, if you see if you see how you didn't have to do any coding, it took this computation and it is going to project the value. So if I come out, you see the 6 months forecast has changed for June 2024, right? So let me add one more forecast here. just say 6 months. I'm going to copy paste this whole thing. And going to make this as 12 month. Now, if I do it, it only shows 6 months, except that the legend is 12 month. So what I need to do is I need to take this particular one and see that I'm having the period as 6 months. So I'm going to make it 6 months. Sorry, it should be 12 months. We already had 6 months. So that was right. And here I would change this value to 2, foresight 2. So same thing here. It would compute 12 months from the date. Okay. So if you see here now, let me close this one. And let me bring this down. Oh, 1 second. And then I can expand this. So you see now the forecast is for both 6 months forecast and 12 months forecast. Now, one more thing I would like to show it to you. Since the time is limited, I may not be able to do that exercise here, but I have created one parameter here. If you see forecast period, and I'm giving two options, 6 months and 12 months. And based on what I choose, I would show only one of the value here in this panel. So for that, what you have to do is, and I'm just going to skip it for now, but for example, there is a parameter which I have created. So instead of 6 months, I'll put the parameter. And here for this particular length of code, I mean, it's not really a code, but it's just a kind of small piece of code. So I would insert if values, and I would say that if this particular forecast period is equal to 6 months, then you take this forecast variable as forecast insight. And if it is a forecast period is 12 months, then you take foresight insight 2, which is 12 months. So I can do those things. Now, if you see here, I put this as a value, and this one was like 6 months. Suppose I change this to, then it shows 12 months, right? We are not modifying this just to save time, but you can make your dashboards really interactive by doing so. Apart from that, let's move on, and I will show you some of the few functionality which Mira has already talked about. And one of them is anomaly detection. So I already created the anomaly here inside, and the way you do it is basically, 1 second. Yeah, the way you do it here is add this and say add insight, and you just come here and it does add the insight. Now you can customize it, select the fields, and you can run this insight, and it will produce the insight automatically. To save time, I have already ran this insight. It takes a minute or two. And once you do that, you can explore the anomalies. But so whenever we talk about anomalies, we would like to see what contributed to those anomalies, right? That's what business users would be interested to know. So before we do that, I want to show you that you can also find out the contribution here for this chart. So let's say if I go to the September 2023 and I see, click that point and I go and say, analyze contribution to sales, right? And here I can select what fields I want to analyze. So I'm selecting country and product. And it has already picked up the data range based on the point I selected. And I'm going to do this analyze. So you see how quickly it is returning the values because the model is already built and it processes it quickly. So if you see for this particular period of September 2023, United Kingdom contributed to 28% of sales, US contributed to 20% of sales. And similarly, the product which was most popular was Finance Hub. Support got sold for 26% and site analytics as 22%. So business user can see which are the product getting sold the most, which are the product lagging behind. So this you can do and verify it. Now, it also shows like monthly trend forecast increased from 47%, increased 47% from 61K to 90K between August 2023 and September 2023. So you can add more details to this one. Suppose I want to say I want to add city, and now I want to analyze it again. So now I want to see which city the consumers have spent the most. So if I come down, I see this is a global sales data. So I can see that London has 32% contribution in the sales. Next is New York City, which is 31%. And how periodically how it has changed over the last month. You see the New York has the highest change. It has increased by 1,300%. So these are some of the things which makes it easy for the developers, for the analyst. In fact, analysts can do without having any development skills, and it can be offered to the business users. So let's explore the anomalies now. We have still around 25 minutes, so I'm going to keep some few 10-15 minutes for question and answers towards the end. And if you see for these anomalies for the entire period, on December 1, 2023, there were 2 anomalies found where the customer was Amazon and when the customer was Cisco. The sales shot up considerably. So if I select this one, it would bring me the contributor for Amazon as a customer. It increased the sale by 4,279% over the period of 1 month. And if you see the contact name who contributed to this sales was Kimberly, where she contributed 73%. The country which contributed this was United States. The product which was the most popular was Contact Matcher, and the city was Los Angeles, which contributed the sales. So if I change this, and it also gives you this more details if you hover around. So one of the good thing about QuickSight is gives you more verbal explanation with additional data points about what happened. So it says like it went up from $126.66 to $3,955, and it contributed 71% of total increase category, lower than the expected 100% contribution. So you can hover around anything and you can analyze. So business users who are, or the product team who is really interested to know all these things, can get their this information at their fingertip. One more thing, similar thing you can do by, if you want to explore the anomaly here. So you can see that there is an anomaly. Now, it doesn't mean that you only do it for this. You can also click another point and it will show you, you can do analyze contribution to sales here. So if I click that, again, I can take this up and I can analyze it. So it is so much interactive and you can drill down to the level you want, right? So now you see, now I'm doing it for the month of July for Amazon, and I can see which country contributed more, which product, in which city, and what was the contact name. So having said that, I'm going to conclude this demo where I have shown you the forecast. I've shown you how to customize your narrative, how to identify the anomalies. You can, if you want to create parameters, you come here, and this is where I created this forecast periods parameter. This is where you can do it. You can add a parameter here. So I've shown you how to create parameter, how to customize and do some changes to fonts, color, and other styles, right? So I'm going to now jump into Q, which is even more interesting, which I and Mira also said she also loves it because it processes your queries using natural language. So if I select topics, now if you didn't have any topics, then here you would have a different screen, but you can skip that and you can create your new topic. If you want to create another topic, I already have 2 topics, but if you want to create another topic, you can create a new topic through this button here as well. But I'm going to directly jump into the topic which I already created. So first thing, it's using the same data set. So that way, you know, you will make sense since you already seen the graph now. So since I already used build this and type few queries here, it does show me some of the queries. But let's say I am typing, sorry, that's my, okay. So if I say, let me remove the caps. If I say show me, now this has taken the key, but I'm just going to run with the query which I'm interested now. So I'm going to say show me total sales, right? So suppose I've never run this query, right? Then you see QuickSight is intelligent enough to tell you, give you different options. User may not be wanting to say show me total sales. User may be interested to say, show me total Sally Nolan or Sally Wallace. Maybe those are the products. And it does fill you in. So if you just type incomplete sentence, it does fill you in. So I just wanted to bring you into that notice. It is intelligent enough to do that. So I'm going to run show me total sales. And it's going to show me total sales so far. Now I'm going to run a few more different queries, and I'm going to say, show me total sales by product. And this, since the query was in a way such that it is better for it to show it as a graph, or somebody can mark it as reviewed, and that will be the format always coming into future. So it has taken a line bar graph, and it has listed the products here, and it is showing you the sales by product. So similarly, I'm going to also say, show me total sales for a particular product, which is contact measure. And it gives you a value because it's a single value here, and you get that value here. So that's how the query works. Now, let's do few more things. So like, for example, you like this answer, the user like this answer, it gives thumbs up. And that means that he is satisfied with this query and it's working fine. Next one is, we are going to change this to say, instead of total, to monthly. So I'm going to say, show me monthly sales for contact measure. And it is giving me the monthly sales. If you see, this is sales sum, and it has done this by month. If I want to do it by the granularity by week, I can say weekly, and the graph will change. So I'm going to keep it monthly for now and go back to the previous graph. And let's say, but let's see, I will want to show you one more thing so that you know that this is accurate. So if you see, the sum of cells was peak in around December up to 30K. So this is a monthly cell. And if I do weekly, then the range will reduce. Now, if you see, the range is reduced because now the data is weekly. So the graph range automatically adjusts to whatever is your guideline for the time period. Other than that, we are only talking about contact measure here, but you can also see the total cells. Now, let's find out other feature. Let's find out the feature of something we call as improvement suggestion. So instead of sum of cells, I want to do aggregated by max cell. So I'm going to go there and select max. When I do this, QuickSight is intelligent enough to ask me a question saying, hey, I'm giving you a review suggestion. Do you want to set max as a default for your as a field? So next time anybody hits this, it would produce the max. And if I say save, it's going to take that as default. Now, let me put this as total cells. Okay, so it's total, it will not have graphs. So I'm going to go back to monthly cells. And you see that has taken as a default the cells max instead of sum. So if I go back, sorry, I just went out of it. Let me go back here but I just wanted to refresh it. And this is, suppose I change this to, let's say sum again, and let's see if it asks the question recommendation again. So it does give me a suggestion that, do you want to set this back to sum as a default? So I would say save. And next time, if I put anything here, let's say I would say weekly sales, right? Let me remove this. And it's back to sum, right? So you can do, you can accept the improvement suggestions and enhance your graphs. Now, let's do another one where we say that, show me monthly sales for, I'm going to get rid of this one. For, okay, this query is not here, so I'm going to create a query. I have it available in my clipboard, and I'm going to compare two products. So when I'm comparing the two products, it does give me the sale by two products. Now I can change the graph type to a line graph. I can change the graph to, instead of that, to a table. And from here, I can export it to Excel, CSV, or share with anyone. So if I go back and if I go back to this line graph, and if I mark it as reviewed, that means next time if I run this query, it is going to give me the same pattern, right? So if I change it to, let's say, line graph, and let me see, unmark, and I'm going to mark it again. And if I run this query again, it's going to give me in the same format. So marking a certain as reviewed will give you a certain feature, where you can produce the same pattern of the visual. Now, there are a few more things we can do, but in the interest of time, I am going to, let me see if I can cover one more topic.
Yeah, Sandeep, we have time, I think.
Okay, I'm going to cover just one more topic because, it has endless features. And let me go back to the, so if I go here, one second. Here, this is the edit question variant. So, I'm saying, show me this versus this, but I'm saying, show me monthly sales for customer measure compared to big old database, right? So I'm going to add one more verbiage to it. So you can add more variant to your question, right? So let's say I'm going to add one variant and I'm going to say this contact measure versus big or database. When I'm doing this, so it has added this one, and I'm going to go back now and I will put my question here. And even though I normally it wouldn't have understood this, but since I have put that as a variant, it's going to bring me the same results. So you can also customize the way you want to ask question, different from the normal question, which you normally would have through QuickSight. Anyway, I'm going to stop here, Meera, because 10 minutes are there and I want to give everyone enough time to ask questions and so that we can provide them satisfactory answers.